Maya Chen was used to people noticing her. Not just noticing, but observing. Like she was a limited edition statue on permanent display. After all, being the president of the student union came with perks. A big office, a direct line to the dean, and a reputation for running campus like it was a small, extremely well-behaved country. She strode across the quad, laptop bag slung over one shoulder, clipboard clutched in the other, mentally reviewing a list of upcoming events. Club meetings, fundraisers, charity drives, and somehow a banner that read, "Welcome back, Wildcats," still needed to be hung somewhere. And then she saw her, Riley Patel, head cheerleader, queen of the sidelines, human embodiment of confetti and pep, and her trouble-making friend. She was practicing flips with the squad, yelling encouragement like a caffeinated motivational speaker. Somehow, Riley managed to make even sweat and hair in a messy ponytail look like a photo shoot. Maya internally groaned, not because she's not very pleased that she is coming over, but because she always had the unfortunate effect of making Maya's meticulously organized brain completely melt into puddles of nonsense whenever she was around. Riley caught her eye and grinned, waving with one hand while holding a pom-pom in the other. "President Chen, the campus is ready for another day of excellence," Riley shouted theatrically. Maya raised an eyebrow. "Pom-poms are not necessary for executive greetings." Riley waggled her eyebrows. "Exactly. Which is why I brought them." "So, Ms. Student Union, any chance you're coming to the pep rally tonight? I hear you're legally obligated to attend, considering the funding request you signed off on." Maya groaned dramatically. "Yes, of course. Nothing says I love campus spirit like a mandatory appearance at the gym while you all yell louder than an air horn." Riley smirked. "Good. I need witnesses for my impressive backflip, or to laugh at me if I fail spectacularly. Either works." Maya tried to focus on her clipboard, but she was already distracted. Riley had that effect. Every casual brush of her arm, every teasing smile, made her brain short-circuit. "So, you run the school?" Riley asked innocently, though her grin suggested she knew exactly how to fluster Maya. Maya straightened, adopting the crisp, professional tone that had won her votes last year. "I oversee student activities, budgets, and general campus welfare." "Ah," Riley said, nodding. "Basically, you're the one who decides whether I get funding for glitter cannons and confetti explosions?" "Yes, and you'll be pleased to know, all those applications were approved, including the one titled, 'Make Riley Look Awesome While Flipping in the Air.'" Riley gasped, pretending to be shocked. Thank you, President Chen. I promise to be only slightly clumsy." Maya couldn't help the small smirk tugging at her lips. Slightly clumsy? She knew Riley perfectly well, clumsy in a ridiculous, endearing way that often involved colliding with trash cans, innocent freshmen, or occasionally her own teammates. "Good," Maya said, "because the student union doesn't cover emergency dental bills caused by cheerleading disasters." Riley laughed, a warm, infectious sound that immediately made Maya feel lighter. "Noted. I'll try to avoid teeth-shattering flips, but I make no promises." There was a pause, an awkward, electrically charged pause. Maya quickly scribbled a note on her clipboard. "Focus, tasks, funding. Don't think about Riley's laugh making your heart pound like a drumline." Riley tilted her head. "You write everything down?" "Only things that matter," Maya said, trying not to blush. Riley said, leaning closer. "Then why didn't you write down how to ask me on a date?" Maya choked on her own pen. "Excuse me?" Riley winked. "Just saying. A lot of people have plans. I like plans." Maya's perfectly ordered mind exploded into glittery chaos. Date plans? With Riley? Before she could respond, Riley twirled and jogged back to her squad, pom-poms waving like a banner of delight. Maya watched her go, cheeks burning, and made a note, definitely not writing that down. The fluorescent lights of the student center flickered as Maya gathered her notebooks. From her locker, the metallic clang echoing through the mostly empty hallway. It was 4:47 p.m. on a Tuesday, the kind of unremarkable afternoon that usually dissolved into the forgettable blur of midterms and club meetings. "You heading out?" Maya turned and nearly dropped her textbooks. Of course, the universe sent Riley at that exact moment. Maya turned to see Riley leaning casually against the locker beside hers, backpack slung over. One shoulder, dark hair, and face that could make dead fluorescent lights try their best. They'd known each other for 2 years, bonded by mutual sarcasm, terrible, reality TV marathons, and an uncanny ability to survive campus chaos. Nothing complicated. Nothing remarkable. Except lately, Maya had started noticing things. The way Riley's eyes caught the light, how her laugh resonated somewhere deep in her chest, how her absence, just a canceled plan, sent a subtle pang of disappointment that she couldn't ignore. "Yeah, I'll probably grab a coffee before heading to the library." Maya shoved her chemistry textbook into her bag with more force than necessary, trying to ignore the flutter in her stomach every time Riley stood close. "Professor Peterson ran over today. Something about molecular structures." Riley laughed, that easy, unself-conscious laugh that made Maya's skin warm. "To be fair, I'm in that class. I don't understand molecular structures either." "You would if you didn't spend the entire lecture sketching fantasy maps instead of paying attention. Those maps are art, Maya. Show some respect." Riley's shoulder brushed against hers as they walked, and Maya felt that touch like electricity. They fell into a rhythm, footsteps echoing in sync. Outside, the October sky hung low and gray, painting everything in the soft light that somehow always made Riley seem impossibly luminous. "So, is Bridget still being weird about the cheerleading thing?" Riley asked. Maya forced herself to focus on her words instead of Riley's lips moving when she spoke. "She's not talking to me, like, literally. Today in sociology, she had Sophie ask me to pass her a pencil. Sophie was 3 seats away. I was right next to her. That's Olympic-level pettiness," Riley said, touching Maya's arm briefly, a casual gesture that left her skin tingling. "You don't need friends like that." "I need you," Maya thought to herself, shoving the thought away immediately. "Stop being weird. She's your friend, that's all." They stopped at the fork in the sidewalk where their paths usually diverged, and Maya felt a sudden surge of reluctance. She didn't want to go. She didn't want this conversation to end. She didn't want the fluttering to stop. Actually, she did want the fluttering to stop, preferably by being kissed into unconsciousness. But she shoved that thought away because she was very normal. Maya breathed in. Riley's soft, warm, spicy perfume drifted over. God help her. "You okay?" Maya asked, noticing the slight crease between Riley's eyebrows, the way she was fidgeting with her jacket zipper. "Yeah, Riley started, then stopped. She looked at Maya with an expression that seemed to contain something unspoken, something that made the air between them feel suddenly denser. "I'm fine, just tired." But she didn't look tired. She looked something else, something Maya couldn't quite name. "Okay, well," Maya adjusted her backpack straps, suddenly aware of how intently Riley was looking at her. "Bye, I guess. See you tomorrow?" "Yeah, tomorrow." Riley's voice was softer than usual, almost distant. Maya turned to leave, took one step, then felt Riley's hand on her arm. "Wait." Maya turned back, confused. "What?" And then Riley was hugging her. It wasn't completely unusual. They hugged sometimes, after good news, before long breaks, the standard friendship physical contact. But those hugs had a clear beginning, middle, and end. They were punctuation marks in conversations, not whatever this was becoming, because Riley wasn't letting go. At first, Maya hugged back normally, her arms wrapped around Riley's shoulders, expecting the embrace to conclude in the standard 2 or 3 seconds. But those seconds passed and Riley's grip didn't loosen. If anything, she held tighter. 5 seconds, 10, 15. Other students walked past them, some glancing over with vague curiosity before continuing on. Maya could feel Riley's heartbeat against her own chest, quick and insistent. Could smell her shampoo, something coconut and vanilla. Could feel the slight tremor in Riley's shoulders that might have been from the cold October wind, or might have been something else entirely. This is lasting too long, Maya thought, her own heartbeat starting to accelerate. Way too long. But she didn't pull away. Why wasn't she pulling away? This was full body, emotionally charged, backup dancers singing in the background level. Riley pulled Maya all the way in, their bodies fit together like they'd been rehearsing for months. Maya gasped. Riley shuddered. Maya's hand slid into Riley's hair. Riley made a noise, half whimper, half I've been waiting my entire life for this exact moment. 30 seconds passed, then 40. Riley, Maya breathed. Riley's lips brushed Maya's neck, not a kiss, but also very much a kiss. Maya forgot English for 3 full seconds. You okay? Maya asked, noticing the intensity in Riley's gaze. Yeah, Riley bit her lip. Uh-oh. Lip biting was code red territory. I need to tell you something. Oh, no, Maya thought. This is it. She's messed something up big. She's dying. She's been expelled. She's becoming a nun? I've been thinking about us a lot, Riley admitted, voice soft, vulnerable. About our friendship? The word friendship landed like a stone in Maya's chest, heavy and disappointing. Oh. Riley fidgeted with her jacket zipper and dropped her voice to a whisper. I don't want to ruin anything, but Maya, whatever it is, you can talk to me. She stepped closer, drawn by a magnetic force she couldn't name. Riley's eyes searched hers in a long pause. What is it? Never mind. I should go, she murmured, but Maya's hand shot out, catching Riley's wrist. The touch sent a shockwave through both of them. Riley's eyes widened, her breath hitched. Don't go, Maya said, confused. Tell me what is going on. Riley's expression shifted, raw and desperate. Maya, Riley said, hesitating, then moved forward, closing the distance between them in one swift motion. Then she was holding Maya, pulling her against her body. Maya could feel every point of contact, chest to chest, hip to hip, and the tremor running through Riley's body mirrored her own. Maya's hands came up instinctively, one sliding into Riley's hair, the other tracing her back. She managed to convince herself that she was comforting her friend. Riley's lips pressed softly against her neck, almost a question, almost an answer. Her fingers tightened in Riley's hair. Riley's grip became almost desperate, fingers digging into Maya's. When they finally pulled apart, Riley's eyes were dark, pupils blown wide. Her cheeks were flushed, lips parted as she breathed hard. She looked undone, vulnerable, and so heartbreakingly beautiful that Maya felt something crack open in her chest. I'm sorry, Riley said. For what? Maya asked, though she thought she knew, hoped she knew. Riley's eyes dropped to Maya's lips, and the hunger in that gaze made Maya feel like she was burning from the inside out. I'm not supposed to want you like this, Riley whispered. You are my best friend. Sometimes I forget that you're not mine to hold. I forget every single reason why I'm supposed to pretend I don't think about you every moment of every day. The confession hung between them, devastating and perfect. Maya reached out, her hand trembling as she touched Riley's face, her thumb brushing across Riley's cheekbone. What if I want to be yours? Riley's eyes snapped up. Don't say that unless you mean it. Please, Maya. I can't handle it if you don't mean it. I mean it. Maya's voice was stronger now, more certain. I think I've also been feeling that way for a while. I just didn't know how to say it. And I never thought in a million years that you'll feel the same. Riley's eyes widened, searching Maya's face desperately. You can't know what you're saying. We're friends. Best friends. And I'm a girl. And you've never... I know exactly what I'm saying. Maya's hand moving from Riley's cheek to the back of her neck, fingers tangling in her hair. The gesture was possessive, intimate, and she watched Riley's eyes flutter at the touch. And I know you're a girl, I know we're best friends, and I know that when you hugged me just now, it felt like coming home and catching fire at the same time. Maya. Riley's voice broke on her name, making it sound like a prayer, a plea, a promise. I felt your lips on my neck, Maya continued, her voice dropping lower, more intimate. I felt your heartbeat. I felt every single place where your body touched mine, and Riley, I have never wanted anything the way I wanted that moment to last forever. I've been in love with you for 8 months, she confessed in a rush. 8 months of pretending I just wanted to be your friend. 8 months of dying every time you mentioned a guy you thought was cute. 8 months of lying awake at night, thinking about what it would feel like to kiss you. Maya's breath caught. 8 months? Yes. You acted normal. I felt I had no choice. I thought boys made you happy, so I tried to be supportive, but inside I was dying. She trailed off, shaking her head, then suddenly snapped back to reality. Maya, do not play with my heart. I am too mentally unstable for that. I mean it. I thought I was going crazy. I thought maybe I was making it into something it wasn't. But then yesterday, I was saying goodbye to you, and I just thought, what if I never get another chance? What if I go my whole life without knowing what it feels like to hold you like I mean it? So you did. You held me like you meant it. I held you like I'm in love with you. Because I am... Riley's hands came up to grip Maya's arms, her touch almost bruising in its intensity. I'm completely, desperately, stupidly in love with you, and I thought I'll ruined everything by telling you that you didn't ruin anything. Maya stepped closer, eliminating what little space remained between them. You fixed everything. Because I've been so confused, Riley. I've been feeling things I didn't understand, wanting things I didn't think I was allowed to want. And now you're telling me that I want you too, Riley finished. God, Maya, I want you so much, it terrifies me. They stood there, faces inches apart, breathing each other's air. Maya could see every fleck of gold in Riley's eyes, could count her eyelashes, could feel the heat radiating from her body. What do we do now? Riley whispered. I don't know, Maya admitted. Me neither. Maya's gaze dropped to Riley's lips. She'd thought about this, not consciously, but in dreams, in moments when her mind wandered. She'd wondered what it would feel like, what Riley would taste like. Can I? Maya started. Yes, Riley breathed. Please, yes. Maya leaned in, her heart thundering so hard she thought it might break through her ribs. She moved slowly, giving Riley 1,000 chances to pull away, to change her mind, to remember all the reasons this was complicated. But Riley didn't pull away. She leaned in too, closing the final distance between them. Their lips met softly, tentatively, a question more than an answer. For a heartbeat, they both froze, overwhelmed by the enormity of what they were doing. Then Riley made a small sound, need and relief and joy all wrapped into one, and deepened the kiss. Her hand came up to cup Maya's face, her thumb stroking her cheekbone, and Maya felt herself dissolve. This was nothing like the awkward kisses she'd had with boys, fumbling and wet and ultimately disappointing. This was fire and silk and coming home all at once. Riley's lips were soft and sure, moving against hers with a confidence that made Maya's knees weak. She tasted like cherry chapstick and something uniquely Riley, and Maya wanted to memorize everything about this moment. Riley's other hand slid into Maya's hair, tilting her head to deepen the kiss further, and Maya gasped against her mouth. Riley took advantage, her tongue brushing against Maya's lower lip in a way that sent heat pooling low in Maya's stomach. Maya's hands gripped Riley's waist, pulling her closer, needing to feel every inch of her. Riley pressed against her, and they were kissing like they'd been doing this for years, like their bodies had been waiting for this, like everything before had just been rehearsal for this perfect moment. When they finally broke apart, both gasping for air, Riley pressed her forehead against Maya's. Riley breathed, "Holy shit." Yeah, Maya agreed, her voice shaky. Holy shit is right. They stood there, foreheads pressed together, trying to catch their breath. Maya's hands were still on Riley's waist, and she could feel Riley trembling. Or maybe that was her own trembling. She couldn't tell anymore where one of them ended and the other began. That was, Riley started. Everything, Maya finished. That was everything. Riley pulled back just enough to look at her, and the expression on her face, wonder and desire and love, made Maya want to cry. I need to kiss you again, Riley said, her voice rough with want. Is that okay? Instead of answering, Maya pulled Riley back in, and this kiss was different. Hungrier, more desperate. Riley's back hit the brick wall of the school building, and Maya pressed against her hands sliding up Riley's sides, feeling the curve of her waist, the softness of her. Riley made a sound that went straight through Maya, her fingers tangling in Maya's hair, tugging slightly in a way that made Maya gasp into her mouth. The kiss grew messier, more urgent, all the restraint from the first kiss burning away in the heat between them. Maya had never known her body could feel like this, alive and electric and demanding. She'd never known a kiss could consume her entire existence, could make the rest of the world fade into meaningless static. Riley's hand slid down to Maya's hips, pulling her even closer, and Maya felt Riley's thigh slip between hers. The contact made her break the kiss with a gasp, her head falling back. Too much? Riley asked, her voice concerned but also breathless. Wrecked. No, Maya managed. Not enough. Riley kissed her jaw, her neck, the sensitive spot behind her ear that made Maya whimper. God, Maya, the sounds you make. Do you have any idea what you do to me? Maya's fingers dug into Riley's shoulders, anchoring herself because she felt like she might float away or spontaneously combust, or both. Show me, she slowly whispered. Riley groaned and claimed her mouth again, and this kiss was pure need, pure want. Her hands roamed Maya's back, sliding under the hem of her shirt to touch bare skin, and Maya arched into the contact. We're at school, Riley murmured against her lips, but she didn't stop kissing her, didn't stop touching her. I don't care, Maya breathed back, and she meant it. She didn't care who saw, didn't care about the consequences. All she cared about was Riley's mouth on hers, Riley's hands on her skin, Riley. His body pressed against hers like they were trying to merge into one person. A car horn blared in the parking lot, startling them. They broke apart, both breathing hard, lips swollen, hair messed up from desperate fingers. They stared at each other, the spell broken but not dissolved, just suspended. Riley's hands were still under Maya's shirt, her fingers tracing patterns on Maya's lower back that made it hard to think. We should probably go. I don't want to. Me neither. Riley leaned in, pressing one more soft kiss to Maya's lips. But we can't make out against the school wall forever. People will start to gather around. Maya laughed, slightly hysterical. I think I stopped caring about people seeing somewhere around kiss number 2. There were more than 2, Riley said with a small smile, her thumb brushing across Maya's kiss-swollen lower lip. I lost count. Come over tonight, Maya said suddenly. We need to talk about this. About us. Us, Riley repeated, like she was testing out the word. I like the sound of that. Me too? Maya kissed her again, quick and hard. Come over at 7? I'll be there at 6:30. Perfect. They finally, reluctantly separated. Maya started walking backward toward the parking lot, unable to take her eyes off Riley, who was leaning against the wall watching her with an expression of such open adoration that it made Maya's chest ache. Maya floated through the rest of the evening in a daze. Her roommate asked about her day, and she answered on autopilot, her mind replaying every moment of those kisses. The way Riley had tasted, the sounds she'd made, the desperate grip of her hands, the feeling of Riley's body pressed against hers, solid and real and perfect. She touched her lips, still feeling the phantom pressure of Riley's mouth. I kissed Riley, she thought, and the reality of it hit her in waves. I kissed my best friend. I kissed a girl. I kissed Riley, and it was the most incredible thing I've ever experienced. She'd kissed boys before. Tyler, freshman year, Jake at that party last spring, Marcus briefly over the summer. Those kisses had been fine. Awkward, vaguely pleasant, ultimately forgettable. But Riley, kissing Riley had been like discovering color after living in grayscale. It had been revelation and revolution. It had been coming home and setting sail at the same time. I'm in love with a girl, she thought, testing out the words in her mind. I'm in love with Riley. The words felt right, terrifying, but right. At 6:25, the doorbell rang. Maya ran to the door, her heart in her throat. She opened the door to find Riley standing on her porch, looking nervous and beautiful and so familiar yet so new. Hi, Riley said. Hi, Maya breathed. They stood there for a moment, suddenly awkward now that they weren't caught up in the heat of the moment, now that they had to figure out what this meant, what they were to each other. So Riley started. Maya grabbed her hand and pulled her inside. She closed the door and locked it, her heart racing. Riley stood in the middle of her room, looking vulnerable and uncertain. Maya crossed to her and took her face in both hands, looking into her eyes. I meant what I said earlier. I like you so much. And I'm terrified and I have no idea what I'm doing, but I know that I want you. I want this. I want us. Riley's eyes filled with tears. Really? I've never meant anything more in my life. Riley kissed her then, soft and sweet and full of promise. This kiss was different from the desperate ones against the school wall. This was tender, exploratory, a conversation in itself. They moved to Maya's bed, sitting close, hands intertwined. Riley's thumb traced circles on the inside of Maya's wrist, and even that simple touch made Maya's pulse race. I need to tell you something, Riley said quietly. About why I hugged you like that today, okay? I'd made a decision. I was going to tell you how I felt. Riley took a shaky breath. I couldn't keep hiding it anymore. It was eating me alive. I've watched you date guys, pretending I just wanted to be your friend. So I decided I was going to tell you. And if you rejected me, at least I'd know. At least I'd have tried. You didn't tell me that today, Maya said softly. No, because when I started to hug you, I felt your heartbeat. Riley's hand moved to rest over Maya's heart, and Maya covered it with her own. And it was racing, fast and hard, just like mine. And I thought, maybe she feels it too. Maybe I'm not alone in this. You're not, Maya whispered. You were never alone in this. I couldn't let go because I didn't know if I'd ever get another chance to hold you like that. Like you were mine. Riley's voice broke slightly. And when you didn't pull away, when you held me back, I let myself hope. Maya leaned in, pressing her forehead to Riley's. I'm yours. If you want me, I'm yours. I want you, Riley said fiercely. God, Maya, I want you so much. They kissed again, and this time they let themselves sink into it. Riley's hand slid into Maya's hair, tilting her head to deepen the kiss, and Maya's hands found Riley's waist, sliding under her shirt to touch warm skin. Riley gasped against her mouth, and Maya took advantage, kissing her deeper, learning what made Riley sigh, what made her moan, what made her grip Maya tighter. They fell back onto the bed, Riley half on top of her, and Maya had never felt anything as perfect as Riley's weight pressing her into the mattress. Riley kissed her jaw, her neck, that spot behind her ear that made Maya arch up into her. Is this okay? Riley murmured against her skin. We can stop if... Don't stop, Maya breathed. Please don't stop. Riley lifted her head, looking down at Maya with dark, desire-filled eyes. I've wanted this for so long, wanted you for so long. Then have me, Maya whispered, pulling Riley down into another kiss. They made out like teenagers discovering desire for the first time. Maya had never felt like this with anyone, had never wanted to crawl inside someone else's skin, had never felt so desperate and alive. Riley's hands roamed her body with increasing confidence, mapping her curves, learning what made Maya gasp. And Maya explored right back, her fingers tracing Riley's spine, her waist, the soft skin of her stomach. "I love you," Riley whispered against her lips. "I love you, I love you, I love you." "I love you too," Maya gasped back. So much it scares me." "Good," Riley said, pulling back to look at her with a soft smile. "Because I'm terrified too. But I think maybe that's okay. Maybe being scared means it matters." "It matters," Maya agreed, reaching up to trace Riley's face with gentle fingers. "You matter. More than anything." They lay there together, wrapped up in each other, whispering confessions and promises and dreams. And when they finally fell asleep hours later, still tangled together, Maya's last thought was that she'd finally learned how to breathe again, because Riley was the air she needed. Maya woke up to a combination of sunlight, the faint smell of cinnamon-scented, laundry detergent, and a solid weight pressing against her side. Slowly, like a cat trying not to wake the neighbor's dog, she opened her eyes. Riley's head was buried in her shoulder, hair splayed across Maya's chest like a messy halo. Her lips were parted, soft little snores escaping every few seconds. Maya froze. Oh my God. She'd kissed Riley, explored every part of her body. She'd slept with Riley on her bed. Riley was still half asleep, and somehow still incredibly kissable. Maya poked Riley gently. "Riley," she whispered. Riley mumbled something that sounded suspiciously like, "Don't take my burrito," and shifted slightly, hugging Maya tighter. Maya's brain short-circuited. Did Riley just say burrito in her sleep, or was that a confession? She tried to breathe normally, failed. Instead, she poked Riley again. "Riley, wake up, it's morning." Riley's eyes fluttered open, squinting against the sunlight. "Morning." Her voice was hoarse, cute. Her body snapped fully awake like she just remembered something. Did I? Yeah, you did. We did. Don't worry. Your secret is safe with me," Maya said, trying not to die of embarrassment or arousal. Riley froze, then sat up quickly, knocking over a pile of Maya's textbooks. "We did it." Maya gestured vaguely at the tangled sheets and their limbs, now looking like a confused human pretzel. "We slept next to each other and kissed, and basically made out until we fell asleep like idiots." Riley's cheeks turned the exact shade of full-blown panic red. Oh no. Do my roommates know?" "I don't think so," Maya responded, slightly amused. "They are not here." "Calm down, Burrito Girl," Maya said, smirking. "Also, can we acknowledge that Burrito Girl is the best pet name ever?" Riley blinked, flustered, then grinned. "I like it. You can call me that forever. But are we? Yes, we are. Congratulations. You're officially my favorite human burrito," Maya said, attempting to keep a straight face. Riley threw a pillow at her. It landed on her head, knocking her over slightly. "You are so lucky I'm in love with you, otherwise, what?" Maya asked, laughing as she helped Riley untangle from the sheets. "Otherwise, I'd punch you," Riley said, mock serious, though the grin tugging at her lips made Maya suspicious. They collapsed into a heap of giggles, limbs still tangled like a badly knit scarf. Somewhere, Maya's phone buzzed. She glanced at it. 8:22 a.m. "Oh, we probably need breakfast, or coffee, or something," she said. Riley flopped back dramatically. "Coffee. Definitely coffee. Preferably the Strong's poison you can legally sell on campus." By 8:45, Maya and Riley were out of the dorm, holding hands like they were trying to prevent the world from seeing them explode into hormones. They stopped at the campus coffee shop. Maya tried to act casual while Riley hovered next to her, scanning the menu as if it held the secrets of the universe. "I want to announce to the world that you're mine now," Riley said seriously. Maya snorted. "Subtlety is not your strong suit. is it? Riley grinned. Subtlety is overrated when you're in love. They got in line, but the barista, who always had a knack for dramatic commentary, raised an eyebrow. You two together now? Maya choked on her own spit. What? Riley nudged her casually. Yeah, took you long enough. I was starting to wonder if the ship would sink, the barista said, rolling his finger at them. Ship? They both asked, confused. Were we that obvious? Very obvious. Then wrote couple goals on their cups. Maya groaned. I think our entire relationship just became a meme. Riley leaned closer. I think that's perfect. We're already legendary. They walked outside, sipping ridiculously large coffees, laughing at their own ridiculousness. Every so often, they'd bump hands, brush shoulders, and giggle like teenagers who'd just discovered fire and ridiculously wonderful love. And for once, nothing else mattered.